Hello one and all, and welcome back to a new video by Godspeed. Today we have the all new Hyundai Alcazar with us, and the variant we have with us is the Platinum Diesel 7-seater. So the Alcazar is available in a total of 3 variant lines, Prestige, Platinum and Signature. They are further available with 6-seater and 7-seater configurations with 2 engine options, a 2-liter petrol and a 1.5 diesel. The one you see over here is the 1.5 diesel model. And in this video we'll review each and every feature of the Hyundai Alcazar and how is it different from the other variants, and should you buy the Alcazar or not, and is the Alcazar a value for money car. So starting first with the engine of the car. So powering the Alcazar over here is a 1.5 liter diesel engine which also powers cars like Hyundai Creta, Kia Seltos, and the car produces a maximum of 115 bhp power and 250 Nm of peak torque, and you can see installation has been given right over there. And the engine bay feels very big, but the engine size feels little small, and the packaging of the engine is also quite good, but you can very well see there's a lot of space inside for a bigger engine, and the claim mileage happens to be 20.4 kmpl. Now coming towards the design of the vehicle, so you can see the new grille the Alcazar gets, differentiating it from the Hyundai Creta, and this is a very large grille with chrome inserts. You can see this chrome inserts, and here's a parking camera for front parking camera, and sensors are also been given in this model. And here is a skid plate along with the place to hold the number plates on the top, and over here is your fog lights with turn indicators, and these are LED fog lights with chrome surrounds, and the headlights of course over here are LED as well, LED projectors with DRLs. And again this chrome part is available as an accessory, and overall you can see the throw of the fog lights is pretty good, the lining is quite nice. And apart from that, the car really feels very similar to the Hyundai Creta apart from the grille. So the grille is what makes the car look very humongous. As I took to tow the vehicle, and you can see even inside the headlights there's a small chrome insert and the small light placement over there. So the small the attention to detail makes the car look even more better and premium, and shows how well Hyundai has made the vehicle. And you can see the back profile and side profile and the front profile at the same time over here. So the car actually looks pretty nice, and you can see the chrome surround even around the fog lights are available as an accessory. So I'll show you the list of accessories available with this car, with the particular car been fitted with. And apart from that, you can again see the car is bigger than the Hyundai Creta in dimensions, in height and length and wheelbase. The width remains the same. Here's your wipers, and here are the list of accessories in this vehicle worth 13,000 rupees. You can pause the video to check them out, read them out. And the A pillar has been blackened out in gloss black, and Oya is a rain visor available as an accessory. And talking about the side, so the car length is 4500 mm, that's 200 mm more than the Hyundai Creta, and you get very bold wheel arches. And talking about the wheels itself, you get Apollo tires, and size of the tire is 215 by 55 R18 18-inch alloy wheels, and you get disc brakes both in the front and at the back. And you can see the Apollo badging, and the tires are pretty nice. The alloy wheel design is what differentiates it from the normal Creta. The ORVMs have a side camera as well as pedal lamps. You can see here's the pedal lamp, and over here is your blind spot camera available on both the sides for 360-degree parking camera assist. And the ground clearance is 200 mm, that is 10 mm more than the Hyundai Creta. And you can see how muscular the car looks from the front. The huge bonnet line and the sharp edges make the car look really very muscular. And comparing with the Hyundai Creta, you can see the Creta is standing right at the side. The Alcazar looks really big. In fact, it is slightly bigger than the Hyundai Creta, but still the Alcazar looks much more premium because it is of course much more expensive. And here rain visors, as I showed you before, with some texture inserts. So this is a genuine Hyundai accessory available from Hyundai itself. Here your roof rails in silver color, Mafflition matte silver, and the panoramic sunroof. The same sunroof which is offered in the Hyundai Creta as well. And it is available with the function of Blue Link. And here your door handles with chrome inserts, but you do not get any sort of request sensor on the co-driver side. It is available only on the driver side. And on the side you can see you get this chrome bedding which turns off the side, and even this is available as an accessory. If you saw the part where I showed you the accessory list, this was available with the accessory list. And here is your fuel lid to open up, and the alloy wheel is bigger than the Hyundai Creta and even looks much more premium than the Hyundai Creta and much more sportier than the Creta. And you can see you get the quarter panel and for the third row quarter glass, and the windows are pretty large, and you can see the blackened out inserts. This is all in gloss black which comes throughout the C pillar of the vehicle. And this is how the car looks from the back and from the side combined. And coming towards the rear, this is how the rear of the car looks. And again you can see this part has been given as an accessory, this particular chrome part, the lower one. And this is how the back looks. It is a lot different from the Hyundai Creta, and you can see the Alcazar badging over here, and this whole has been given in chrome. So lots of chrome has been used in the car. And I will open the boot of the vehicle. So with the third row up, the boot space is 180 liters, and you can also further fold the seats. And here is your Bose speaker, subwoofer, and here's your boot lamp with a hook has been given over here. And this is the third row of the vehicle. One seat has been folded right now, and to fold the seat it is very easy. All you need to do is pull this, and you can push the seat ahead. So very easy to fold the seats, and you can increase the carrying capacity this way. And to bring the seats back to position, you can again pull it back. And over here AC control for the third row, manual AC adjustment, and a USB charging cable given on both the sides. And you can see, and you can adjust the AC right like this from here. And on the top is your AC vent, and on the left hand side as well you can see you get the charging port and the AC vent, and some cup holders has been given as well on the lower part, and that is to hold while getting out. So the third row is very well designed but not very spacious, and you can see you can also adjust the headrest like this. The headrest is also adjustable, and you can again pull it down as well. So the third row has been very well designed, but to be honest the space is not very great. I'll show you the space when we get into the third row. And to close the boot, and there's no electrically adjustable boot given over here, you have to manually close this. And the tail lights are again not fully LED because the turn indicators and reversing lights normal bulbs. The rest of the part has been given in LED. The brake parts and the parking lights are in LED. And you get rear wipers and defoggers, and on top is your spoiler. You can see you got an integrated spoiler with some gloss black inserts on them as well, and there's the shark fin antenna. And this is how the rear of the car looks, and to me honestly the rear looks far more better than the Hyundai Creta because this is very well designed. And the Hyundai Creta has a taste which everybody does not like, but this for sure is better than the Creta. And you get a twin tip functional exhaust. Two exhausts have been given. You get parking sensors over here, your rear reflectors, and the skid plate along with parking sensors. And parking camera has been placed right over there. So the parking camera resolution is also very good. I'll show you when we go inside. And again you can see this tail light chrome available as an accessory, as I showed you in the list. This part was with the accessory list. And here's how the side of the car looks. And the car is actually very well sized. let's get into the rear seats. So first and foremost, we get into the third row, and going over there is very easy. All you need to do is pull this lever over here, and you can very easily fold the seats and bring them right over there. So getting in the third row is actually very easy. You can see it is very easy. You can just easily go inside, but the space over here is what concerns me the most. The space is not the great, and of course these cars don't have the best third rows. And even you can see I don't even have space to fold the second row seat. That's how less the space is. My height for reference is 5'10", and you can see the space is not very great. I'm unable to fold the seats as well, and even if I try to get over here, if I try to squeeze in, so my legs have right now started to pain because of the space available. There's hardly any space available. The second row is also adjustable. You can bring it forward and back, and currently it is at the let me push all the way behind, and then the space is very less. And you can see here the adjustments for your ACs, and you got a charging cable, and over there is your cup holders and again a charging cable. So the third row should be best left out for children. It is surely not for adults. If you want a practical car for third row, get an Innova Krista instead. This car is best for 5, and if you want to add extra adults, so they must be children. And now we'll get into the second row and talk what features do we get in the second row of the vehicle. So this is how the door of the car looks. The dual tone finished door in chocolate brown. There's leather inserts, again plastic inserts in chocolate brown, and over here are the buttons to operate the windows. Again some matte silver finishes. The door handle is again in matte silver. The door pockets are decently sized, very well sized, and you can see you get ambient lighting, cool blue ambient lights, along with Bose speakers present on the doors with Bose badging, and you get a scuff plate over here, not LED, not glowing, normal scuff plate. And the opening aperture of the door is also quite good. The doors open decently wide enough to get inside very well. This is the maximum legroom on offer. I'm sitting right now, and the space is very generous. And let's close the door and talk more about the car now. So right now we are inside the Hyundai Alcazar, the second row, and the co-driver seat has been pushed all the way ahead, and you can see the space is quite generous. Decent amount of legroom on offer. Under the support is good. Headroom is also nice. It is great, and there is a center armrest over here, but again no cup holders, so that is sort of a miss because you pay a lot of premium for this car. Now you get sunshades like this over here, can be manually adjustable according to your needs. And the co-driver side also gets seat pockets are available, and the car is quite wide, so seating 3 people is not at all an issue. And you can see the second row headrest get this soft cushion, and this really increases your comfort while sitting. And there's no center headrest in between, but there are lights placed over there. Lights has been placed over there. And the second row, as I showed you, the space over here is best left out for children. And you can see the ambient lighting of cool blue color. This is very similar to what we see on the Hyundai Creta. And you get Bose speakers on this model. Bose speakers are available. And here your air purifier, your rear AC vents, a USB charging socket, and there is some space over here. You can keep coins or keys or mobile phones while you are charging. The floor panel is almost flat. There's a very small minimal hump in between, but that will not at all affect you much. And even seating of the car is quite good. Even when the seat is pushed to a decent average level, you get a decent amount of legroom on offer, and that is the minimum legroom on offer. Even then the space is quite good. And the second row seats are actually sliding. You can see you can actually slide them, and currently it is at the most backwards position. So this being said, this third row seat in this scenario is the least, and in that case the third row is not very spacious. And even if I bring this to the maximum place, even then the second row space is actually not very great. So even if I keep it at an average, let's say I keep it over here, but this will just increase legroom by this part. And when I was in the second row, you could see how less the legroom in the row is. So that is sort of problem with the third row. And the headrests are, as I showed you, are very comfortable. You get a very large panoramic sunroof and adjustable seat belts for the front row. And over here, your speaker placement, you get Bose speakers, and over here is the button to operate your windows. So overall, the second row ambience of the car is really quite nice. There's nothing like you can complain about over here. The Alcazar is also available in a 6-seater configuration, where this whole middle part turns up into an armrest with storage. That makes it really very premium. They're called as captain seats, and you do feel like a captain when you sit on those seats because they are humongous and offer great amount of space and comfort. And even the ride quality of the car is quite good. Being a Hyundai, this car has to ride well because this car has a softer suspension setup. We will talk about the car driving dynamics more once we get to drive this vehicle. For now, what I can tell you is that the suspension setup is on the softer side, so the ride quality is really very firm. So that was it about the second row, and that is how the center dashboard looks. And how is it to operate? What all features are on offer? Let's check them out. So this is the key of the vehicle. You can see in brown shade. This gets 4 buttons to lock, unlock, and open the boot, and hold button. You get 4 buttons over here. And the driver side only gets a request sensor. This is not present on the co-driver side. And let's open the driver side door to check this out. And the door feels quite heavy. Nothing to prove about the build quality, of course. The door is quite heavy just. And here are the controls for your windows, mirror, and to lock unlock the car. You can literally fold the mirrors as well. Over here are your Bose speakers. And the door pockets are slightly bigger than the rear door pockets over here. And again, chocolate brown leather inserts over here. Plastic inserts to complement the leather finishing. And overall, this front door is finished in dual tone color, black and chocolate brown. Now this model gets electric seat adjustment. So this is how the driver's side seat looks. The seat is quite bigger than the Hyundai Creta, but the seat design is similar, only the color has been changed. And this is how the dashboard looks. And over here is the start stop button and the traction control and the headlight leveler. You can see the ambient lighting line over here as well. And let's sit inside the vehicle now. And while closing the door gives a really nice sound. It is a thud, not very loud, but it is quite nice. And this is the Platinum variant, Platinum 7-seater, as I mentioned while the video started. And you can keep your keys over here. This has been designed so you can keep your keys. You get electric parking brake with auto hold function. Dual cup holders have been provided over here, and a small cup holder has been given over there as well to keep small bottles. And over here is a wireless charger, a 12-volt charging socket, a USB port for infotainment system, and this is the USB port for charging. So overall, there are really lot of USB charging ports inside this vehicle. In each row you get at least one. The third row has 2, the second row has 1, and even the front row here has 1 charging port, USB charging port. This is the 6-speed manual gearbox available over here, and this looks very nice to hold. It is leather wrapped gearbox, gear knob, and feels very nice to hold. Even the leather used over here is of good quality. And this is the driver side rear view monitor. And this car gets front parking camera as well. The steering wheel is adjustable from here. You can see here the steering wheel adjustment. It is adjustable both for reach as well as rake. Both the adjustments have been given inside the Alcazar. So this is something similar we see in the Hyundai Creta as well. The Alcazar is actually a 7-seater version of the Hyundai Creta with an extended boot. That's it. That's all the Hyundai Alcazar has to offer extra, apart from an extra 2-liter engine option, petrol. And you can very well see this glossy black insert which runs throughout the dashboard and gives it a very premium appeal, very premium feel. And around this gear knob you have this matte silver lining, and this is the parking wireless charger. And over here is the infotainment system, 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system. This is the same system we have seen in cars like Hyundai Creta, Kia Seltos, now in the Alcazar, and this same system has also been offered now in the i20 as well. And you get auto dimming inside rear view mirror with blue link function and an SOS button over here. This is your sunglass holder. This is to open the sunroof, and this of course are your lights. The driver side sunshade only gets a ticket holder. There are no mirrors, so that is something which disappoints some users. Same is the case with the co-driver side. There's only a mirror, no lights has been given. And Overall, you can see the dashboard design is exactly the same as Hyundai Creta. There's nothing different you can differentiate between. And here's the knob for headlights. You get automatic headlights, and yeah, is your lever to operate your wipers. And we'll turn on the infotainment system soon to check it out. And this is your center armrest, and it also holds your display for air purifier that has also been given over here. So because of that, this is not adjustable. You can only open it up, and there's space below which you can keep stuff you want. And talking about the glove box, so again it is a cooled glove box. No light has been given, and a typical Hyundai glove box, similar sized. You won't see any major differences. And this might look as leather to you, but it is not. It is plastic. This leather insert also feels sort of soft to hold, soft to touch, but in general is plastic. And the quality of plastics used over here and on the bottom of the of the panel is also quite good, not very bad. And talking about the floor area, so it is decent. You get a lot of space over here. There's also a dedicated pedal present over there, and through there you can open the hood of the vehicle, and you can see all the wiring kit has been given over here. So now you can close this very easily. And where are the buttons for your traction control and the engine start stop button system. And these are your AC knobs, very similar to what we see on the Hyundai Creta. And you can sort of see the hood while driving. So currently the seat is at the topmost position, but the hood is visible, but not very much, to be honest. You can see the hood is visible, but not very much at the driving position. And you got automatic ACs, and this only has single zone AC, and dual zone ACs have not been given over here. And there's also a subwoofer present in this car. Here are your tweeters, and the second one placed right over there. That's the second tweeter. And in all, let's now bring the car to ignition to check out more features the car has to offer. So the system is turned on right now, and the system is very similar to what we see on typical Hyundai cars. And here is a map. This is an offline map, and you also get Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. Both of things are present over here. So this you can turn this off, and all the settings are available over here. You can again go back to setup, and all these settings are available over here. You cannot change the display color. This ambient lighting color, this cannot be changed. And talking about the instrument cluster, this is a fully digital instrument cluster, and you also get blind spot cameras. So whenever you give indicator, camera will pop up over there and will show you the display. So currently that is not visible because the car is not running. The car is at standstill position. And once I press this view monitor, you can see this camera turns on, and the clarity of the camera is quite good. You get 360-degree parking camera, and each and every of those things are available over here. And you can again select what all modes you want to see. If you want to see the front mode, that's the front mode available. These are your side modes, both the side, left side and the right side. And again, if you want to only see the back of the vehicle, so you can see currently there's a glass at the back. That is the reason you see here an Alcazar on the screen. And through this you can adjust the brightness and the contrast. And then again, I have some other settings related to the camera. That's all. So you can again press this to close this up, and this will close. And you get electric parking brakes. And are the buttons for your infotainment system. Related to your infotainment system, are the buttons for your cruise control and the MID. As you can see, there are different driving information available. This also shows the guidelines. This is the tire pressure monitoring system, and the drive information like the kilometers you have driven, distance to empty, and the mileage and all. Those details are available over here. This is a fully digital instrument cluster, and you can see the air purifier has just turned on, and you can turn it off as well by pressing this button over here, and select the modes if you want, or lock it anyway. So all the systems are available. You can control it either from here or the instrument cluster. You can change the settings the either way you want. You can see how well this gloss black insert looks, and each and everything feels right in place. The fit and finish quality is also very nice. Something we expect from Hyundai cars to be very well built. And you can see this car has a very nice welcome home and leave function. This gives a very nice sound to make the experience even more premium. So overall, Hyundai always looks forward to make premium cars to offer premiumness to its buyers, and it has not lagged in terms of the in those terms in the Hyundai Alcazar as well. All of those things are available. In terms of safety, this car comes equipped with 6 airbags, ABS, EBD, brake assist, traction control, hill hold control, and each of those safety features are available. But the global NCAP results are awaited. Even though the Kia Seltos went and got 3 stars, this car is based on the same platform, but an exact safety rating is awaited. Neither Creta has been tested nor this car has been tested, so the results are awaited. So no final words. I cannot pass any words before that. But overall, the car feels very well built, and even the ORBMs, for instance, are decently sized. So you got a wide view of what's happening behind. No issue in that aspect as well. And in every aspect, this car feels very nice. But is it worth the price? That's the only question you have when you look at a car priced at 20-22 lakhs. That is this worth the price when you have cars like the Tata Safari, Tata Harrier, the upcoming Mahindra XUV 700? Well, to be honest, this car promises you to not give any problems. Cars like the Tata Harrier, Safari, or the XUV 700, they are great cars, don't get me wrong, but their after sales have always been an issue. Not for everyone, but some people have faced issue in the past. So that's something the brand itself is working on. But for people who want to go for a trusted product, they can go forward with the Hyundai Alcazar. And for them who are wondering why didn't I speak about the engine, the 1.5 is underpowered or it is a smaller engine, I'll speak about that when we get to drive this vehicle. This video was all about the walk around of the vehicle and what all the features have to offer, and the seating comfort and the space and features and all. The engine part, driving dynamics, the performance part will be covered in the another video where we'll drive the Alcazar and we'll tell you whether the engine is worth the price or not. But for now, what I feel is that the engine is small for this car. If you want to buy an Alcazar, go ahead with the 2-liter petrol that has more power as compared to the diesel. But yet, my final verdict will be very soon. So stay tuned for that video. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Visit our website godspeed.in for latest car news and videos. I'll see you guys soon, real soon in the next video. Goodbye.